Namaskar. Welcome to the example number 2 for the event Abroad Travel. In this example, we are going to study a female native chart who is into IT profession, and after her joining the job, after 6 years only, she could travel abroad on site. On site means not for the permanent job. The company will send the employee for a shorter duration of work to abroad. So that native, after the job, after joining the job, after 6 years only, she had the opportunity to travel abroad for 2 months period. So after that also, she had traveled for a couple of times, and we have to check in this chart how the destiny is supportive for her to travel abroad first, and how come that Dasa Lord only after 6 months only why that Buddhi alone is favorable for that particular event, that is abroad travel. That too, as you are aware, the first time when we are traveling, the first travel is an important event, and definitely the book dealer should be the strongest one. So that for the routine travel, that is not a problem, because once it is initiated, then that can be done in the later periods also. It can be supportive along with the key planets support. But still, the important event is the first travel that Dasa should support, and Bugdila should have the key planets of the Dasa Lord, and also that other favorable key planets of the destiny also be playing role, that we have to check it. And Antra is another important one. Antra Lord, which is completing the chain, so that also should be having the key planets of the Bugdi Lord, and any other strong key planets, if it is missing in the Bugdila, that should be present in the Antarala to complete the chain. So that and all we will see in this chart now. Abroad travel for on-site work. Let us examine the birth chart now. This is the birth chart of that female native, example number 2. So now let us study the basic study on the birth chart before going to the analysis on the EPS table with the help of the self-significators. Now let us examine the basic study. So now let us examine 3, 9, 12, and 11. Third house, 9th house, 12th house, and 11th house. These are the important houses for traveling abroad. And of course, for the purpose of travel, it is for on-site job. So 6th house and 10th also will join hands. So now let us check whether these 3, 9, 12 houses are connected to each other, so that it is strongly favorable for abroad travel, or present in abroad. Suppose you can see Lagna is Virgo Lagna, third cusp is falling in Mars sign, and ninth cusp is falling in the Taurus Venus sign, and 12th cusp is falling in the Sun sign. So third Lord Mars posted in one sign but conjoined with the 11th Lord, that is fine. Occupying 7th house also is fine. And ninth Lord Venus is posted in the 4th house. It is not very strong, but that ninth Lord Venus is aspected by Saturn from the 3rd house. The Saturn is Rasi Lord, and 5th Lord and 6th Lord. 6th Lord from the 3rd house, it is aspecting. So ninth Lord aspected by the 6th Lord planet Saturn from the 3rd house, that too from the watery sign, that is supportive. And 12th Lord Sun. 12th Lord is posted in the 5th house, conjoined with the 10th Lord. So 12th Lord conjoined with the 10th Lord, and 9th Lord aspected by Saturn Rasi Lord from the 3rd house. And so that way, 3rd house, 9th house, and 10th house, these are 6th house also connected. No? 6, 10, 3, and 10 and 12. They are all supportive for the job connected to the abroad, abroad related, and also supportive to some extent for the travel. But not like a previous example. We studied third lord, ninth lord, 12th lord, all well connected to each other by conjunction or aspect, and Rahu also playing role. So here that Rahu role, let us check. Rahu occupying the watery sign, that is good. The two in the sign of Jupiter, conjoined with the Jupiter, that is also fine. In the sixth house, that is also fine. And Rahu representing Jupiter, that Jupiter is aspecting to the 11th house, and also Jupiter is aspecting to the Ketu, and Jupiter is aspecting to the Saturn. Jupiter is not aspecting or aspected by the ninth lord or 12th lord, but third lord also. But that Jupiter is aspecting to Saturn, sixth lord, are aspecting to the third house also. And that Jupiter representing Rahu, it is passing its significations to the Saturn. So Rahu's connection to the Saturn is indirectly present, but not directly. But that is fine. That Saturn is aspecting to Venus. So indirectly, Venus, ninth lord, is getting the influence of the Rahu and Jupiter by way of indirect supports only. So when compared to the previous chart, it is not having strong favorable 3, 6, 9, 12, 11 grouping of houses by aspect, conjunction and occupation, right? But it is having supportive signification. So it will support for travel. It can support for travel provided the destiny supportive and running period is also favorable. And we have not talked about the CST and CSL8 extended signification. We have to check. With that help of that, we can say whether it is favorable or not. Otherwise, in the extended signification, it is not favorable. It will not favor for travel abroad, but it can support for the job connected to the abroad. So that we have to check it. So as of now, third lord, ninth lord, and 12th lord, they are not connected directly, but they are connected indirectly by way of Saturn aspected to Venus. That sun is conjoined with the, sun in the sign of Saturn only, and the sun is 12th lord, is conjoined with Mercury, Mercury representing Ketu, Jupiter is aspecting to Ketu. So that way it is indirectly only it is supportive, so but not directly. Let us check the detailed study on the self-significations, key planets, and let us check the destiny and the running periods. Now let us examine the self-significations. Planet colors and self-significators. So we have to carefully study the self-significators. Lagna Lord. Lagna Lord, 10th Lord, occupying 5th house, 3, 7, 11 star Lord, 4 and 10 cuspal sublord. If you see this is not having any favorable third house, 9th house, 12th house in CL, OCC or CSL, but in the CST 3, 7, 11, it is supportive, and Mercury is Lagna Lord is also favorable, 10th Lord also favorable, all supportive, not strongly. It is indicating anything for about the abroad, but Mercury represents Ketu is favorable. And Lagna Lord occupying 12th house, that is Ketu, and 4 and 10, it is not strongly favorable because 4th house is not good, but not detrimental because it is not having any 8th house. So Mercury we can give blue because it is having supportive. Lagna Lord having got 12 and 3, 7 level, it is supportive. And let us check the 9th Lord. 9th Lord, also 2nd Lord. 2nd Lord means it is, though it is coming under the unfavorable. I forgot to explain that one. Just a minute. You can see here, cancel. Abroad travel, in the previous one, we are talking about the, education for studies. Therein, the 4th house was falling under the B grade. Now it is for the job. So 4th house is gone to the unfavorable side. Though it is on the unfavorable side, 4 also support a house for the profession. So, but the event we are talking about abroad travel, it is not for the job in, job in the abroad. Job in the abroad is something different because there is no such event like that. But to initiate that native, for the native to travel abroad, the 4th house, it is talking about being in the homeland. So because of that, we are taking as the home, fourth house under the unfavorable, because third house is favorable. But does not mean that fourth house, second house are all unfavorable for the people who are there in abroad. Only the grouping 2, 8, 4, 8, when they are connected, then it can favor for coming back or causing obstacles. Suppose the second house, eighth house grouping 4, 8 and are strongly playing role in the period that may cause obstacles to travel abroad. Not single house, we can say it is unfavorable. I think you are able to understand this one. So now let me go to the colors. Mercury we have already selected, and 12th, ninth lord. Second lord is, as I said, second house is is unfavorable, but not unfavorable for the job prospects. Second lord, ninth lord is good, primary house, occupying fourth house and star lord for fourth. 9 is not supported by 4, that is not good. But 4 is, but second house is supported by 4. Second house is, if you take second house as the money and occupying fourth house and 4, it is supportive for the second house matter, and subrod also 2 and 6. So this second house is connecting to the 4, 4, 2 and 6 is good for the professional prospects and money. And being the ninth lord, it can support for such support for abroad travel for the purpose of money, that we can take it. So what I'm trying to say, just looking at that 4 and 2, we cannot say it is unfavorable, but it is having non-supportive houses. But being the second lord, 4 occupant, 4, 4, it's supportive for the second house matters, but it is not strongly favorable for the abroad travel also, we can say that. But ninth lord, it is good. Being the ninth lord, having these houses and also second to sixth sublord, it is supportive. 9 is moving toward this. So we cannot say it is strongly favorable, but because of the ninth lord and the sixth lord and no unfavorable grouping, no 8 is present. So what we can do, Venus, we can give blue color, because ninth lord and sixth lord. Second house is talking about the money, because we are talking about the job. 2, 4, 4 and 6 are favorable for the job. So Venus is okay. Then 12th lord sun. 12th lord occupying 5th house, 8 and 12 star lord, and 8 and 12 cuspal sublord. You see, 12th lord itself is good. And occupying 5th house, it is not bad. It is for the broad travel, it is a supportive house only. Because it is supportive to the Lagna, it is supportive to the 9th house, 7th house, it is good. Third house also supportive. And 8 and 12, 8 is obstacle, but 12 sublord. 8 is obstacle, 12 sublord. So that way, these 12, 12 are favorable, and 12th lord and 12th star lord and 12th sublord, this is good. Because of the 8 and 8, we can see it is having some weakness, but 12th sublord and 12th star lord and 12th lord, it is good. So we can make sun, we can give it as the green, light green. Or if you want to differentiate, sun can be given blue color and Venus can be given a pink shade also. But still, I wish to give Venus is ninth lord is blue, because it is not having any strong unfavorable grouping. And 12, I want to give it light green, because 12th lord, no other unfavorable. 12th star lord and 12th sublord, good key planet. I'm not giving dark green because light green only, but you have to keep it in mind. Sun has got 8 and 8 also. What it indicates, it is talking about 12 also, it is talking about 8 also. It means what? It is supportive for both. It supports for the travel also. It is supportive for 8th house is not good for the Lagna and also not good for the 9th house. It will not favor for long stay. For travel, it can cause obstacle, but long stay, it will not favor. When it is connected to second house, 8th house and 4, it will not support for long stay in abroad. It will support for coming back. That you have to keep it in mind. Now, sun is compared better than Venus, and moon is 11 and 7. 11th lord occupying 7th house is good, though it is not having the primary house, 3rd house, 9th house, 12th house, but 11th is important house and occupying 7th house also good. So let us make moon is light green. And Mars planet, 3rd lord, 8th lord occupying 7th house, 1, 5, 9 star lord. 3rd lord is good. 8th lord is obstacles. Occupying 7th house is good. 1, 5, 9. 1 and 9 are favorable to the third house. So this is mixed one because of the eighth lord, but favorable grouping is good. So Mars also we can give blue, right? Because it is having some obstacles. Rahu, sixth lord, 5 and 11 cuspal sublord. It is good for the profession, and 5 and 11 is favoring for the lagna. 11 sublord is good. It is important for the things to happen, for the success of the lagna's happiness or lagna's wish. And 6 and 11 favorable for the sixth house matters. Second planet Jupiter, fourth lord, seventh lord occupying sixth house, 2, 6, 10 star lord, 1, 3, 7, 9 cuspal sublord. Though it is fourth lord, it is supported by the 6, 2, 6, 10. They're all favorable for the professional prospects. That job is talking about profession. Sorry, that event is talking about profession. And abroad travel, it is not having any 2, 8. It is not having any 8 and 8. So it is not talking about any 8th house connected to the 4th house, or 2 and 8 are present. Nothing. But seventh lord occupying sixth house, 2, 16, all talking about the professional prospects, and 1, 3, 7, 9 cuspal sublord. Seventh lord, 1, 3, 7, 9 cuspal sublord is good. Third sublord and ninth sublord and lagna sublord, ninth sublord, seventh sublord. All are good. So Jupiter has to be light green. So Rahu we have to give. Rahu is, 6, 5, and 11 is supportive. Good only. We get light green. Jupiter itself is going to be, instead of light green, we can give dark green. So just a minute. Rahu is light green. Jupiter is going to be dark green. Right? Jupiter is primary cuspal sublord planet and dark green. And Rahu is supportive, 11 sublord, and Jupiter is also present. And Saturn, fifth lord, sixth lord occupying third house. 5, 6, 3 is good, right? But though it is not having any other unfavorable or favorable, but fifth lord, sixth lord occupying third house. Third house is good. 5, 6, 3 are favorable. So Saturn we can give light green. And so we are given all the colors. Ketu. Ketu is occupying 12th house, and Mercury planet is having supportive signification. 12 is good, and Mercury is having supportive. So Ketu can be given light green. You can see there are many green planets and blue planets, Venus, Mars, and Mercury. They are the blue planets. So we have to keep it in mind. So when looking at the key planets, many planets are having such grouping. It indicates that self-signification study itself indicates that it is overall it is supportive for long travel, right? So you can see also here, when you study that self-signification 12, 9 and 9th lord having some weakness, but 12, 12, 12, 11 and 7, 3, 1, 5, 9, 6, 5, 11. In Rahu having on its own, it is having medium only, right? 6, 5, and 11. So what we can do, Rahu we can give blue, because it is not having that, okay, let it be light green, because Jupiter is dark green. And if you give Rahu blue, then how to differentiate from Mars and Rahu? Rahu actually, Mars is third lord having got grouping, but Rahu is not 3 or 9, but Rahu is 11th cuspal sublord representing Jupiter. Because of that, only Rahu given light green. Otherwise, if only for 6, 5, and 11, we can give blue only. I think you're able to understand, right? So that way, no self-signification study is required. What do you call? Focus. We have to study it with good concentration. Then only we can differentiate with the other planet. Even if once we give the colors, we can do the study again. We can study comparative study will be useful. Whether we can give that planet such color can be changed or not, right? So blue color planets. You can see Mercury having blue, Mars also having blue. Mars is having 3, 1, 5, 9. It is having primary house, third house. There is comparative better than the Ketu. Sorry, better than the Mercury. Mercury being the Lagna Lord, 3, 7, 11 is good, but representing Ketu, because of that, given blue. Otherwise, it can be given not blue, but it is not bad. But we can, how to differentiate? Mars also can be given light red. light green also we can give it. Because of the eighth lord, I have not given that. So Mars also we can give light green to differentiate between Mercury. But anyway, let us, when we are going to study level wise, then we will be able to understand, right? EPS table. Now let me select set colors and let us go to the EPS table home page, and we'll check the destiny planets and also the dasa periods. Now we are on the home page. Let us examine the destiny planets. So let us check with the Venus first, because Venus is ninth lord. So Venus is ninth lord in the star of Sun, Rahu, all are good, no? It is supportive. But you can see these significations are indicating some weakness. It will support for coming back also, because these grouping at all levels, 2, 4, 8, 2, 4, 8, all are coming. So it is also indicating this planet can support for travel abroad also. It can support for coming back also. So ninth lord is indicating supportive for both. And 12th lord and 12th sublord sun also having some weakness, but star level Rahu is good, and 2A level is Mercury supportive, and sublord Mars, I said Mars can be given green also, no? I said, no? Because Mars is also having 3, 7, 1, 9, is also good. So all levels are favorable, right? So, and 9 sublord, yes. Jupiter is 3, 9 cuspal sublord, green planets, and star lord is Saturn, 5, 6, 3. This is also green, but this green, though it is green, it is house significations are very less. And 2A level is Mercury, sublord also Mercury, all are supportive only, and representing Ketu. And star lord of the sublord is Rahu. So overall, if you see, all the rulers are supporting to each other, supportive for long travel, right? Suppose if you see that Jupiter, if you look at that birth chart, Jupiter is aspecting to the Saturn by ninth aspect. So that way Jupiter's favorable will be passed on to Saturn. And Jupiter is aspecting to Ketu, that representing Mercury. So the good key planet Jupiter, the two free planet, is aspecting to the star lord and sublord and passing its ruler link. So that way it is supportive. So destiny is promising, and 12 sublord also promising, and 9 sublord also promising. And which are the favorable key planets we studied? We found Ketu playing role. We found the Sun is playing role, sublord, that itself is a good key planet, and Rahu, Jupiter are strongly playing role. So Ketu, Sun, Rahu, Jupiter strongly playing role, and Saturn also playing role. So all the key planets are ruling the destiny planet. That is fine. So now we have to study the Dasa Lord. So that native is, well, actually native, was running Moon Mahadasa. Presently she is running Rahu Dasa. Moon Mahadasa, when she was running Moon Mahadasa, Rahu Bugdi, at the time of Rahu Bugdi, at the end of Rahu Bugdi, he joined the job. He completed the graduation and entered into profession in the job in the Rahu Bugdi, at the end of Rahu Bugdi. So during that Moon Dasa, then she is also interested in going abroad. Everybody in IT, they will be interested in going for at least for on-site work. So during Moon Dasa, she was looking for a travel abroad for on-site. So which period is supportive, that we have to check, right? So as we already discussed, Jupiter is good, Saturn is, all the planets are having favorable key planets, right? That we already discussed. So Moon Dasa, Jupiter also could have supported, but Jupiter star level is not very strong. It is supportive, but Jupiter is passing its ruler link, so that way it could also support. But the problem is what? Which is the favorable key planet of the Dasa Lord? Dasa Lord is Moon. Favorable key planets in the Dasa Lord is Venus and Sun. Sun is the strong favorable key planet. You can see Venus and Sun. 9-12 grouping. So Moon is okay, but Sun is the strong favorable key planet, and of course Venus also coming. Venus is repeatedly present. Venus, and more than that, Sun is strongly playing role. Mars is playing role, but Mars is being a free planet. That role is limited, and Mars is conjoined with the Moon also. I remember. Let us check the birth chart. Yes, Mars and Moon are conjoined, so there will be connection between the Mars and Moon. So it is supportive. So whether Moon is favorable for the abroad travel, yes, Moon is good, and star level is key planet, and 2 level is strong key planet, and Mars is another key planet, and Mars is passing totally into the Moon. That is fine, but only thing is Jupiter and Rahu, strong favorable key planet. Jupiter's role is not directly playing, but Jupiter can be playing role in supports. I said no, that Jupiter is aspecting to Ketu. That Ketu represents Mercury. Mercury posted in the sign of Saturn, or Mercury is conjoined with the Sun. So that sublord, star of the sublord, Sun is already having that Ketu connection and the Jupiter connection. Moreover, you can see Saturn is aspecting to Saturn. Sorry, Jupiter is aspecting to Saturn. That Saturn is aspecting to Venus. So Jupiter receiving Saturn signification. In that sign of Saturn only, Venus and Sun are present. And in addition to that, Saturn is aspecting to Venus. So multi-support, indirect support. So Jupiter is passing its significations to Venus through the Saturn. The two, Venus in the sign of Saturn, and Saturn is also aspect to it. So what I'm trying to say, that strong key planet Jupiter is not directly playing role for the Dasa Lord Moon, but that is influencing the other planet, star level planet Venus, and through its Saturn, because it is aspecting to Saturn, that Saturn is aspecting to Venus. Moreover, Jupiter is representing Rahu, so that aspect impact also will be strong. Okay, now we have found somehow that Moon is favorable, supportive for the abroad travel. Destiny is already given green signal. So within that Moon, which Bugdi will be strong enough? Which are the favorable key planets in Moon? Which are the favorable key planets? Definitely Venus and Sun, right? The Sun is strongly playing, and Venus also. Repeatedly, Venus is coming. And indirectly, Jupiter, Rahu are playing by way of supports. Moon is going to be a common. 11 and 7 is talking about in general supportive. So the Bugdila should have this Venus. Which planet is making that Dasa Lord is supportive for that event is Venus and Sun, not the Jupiter, right? Jupiter is not directly playing. Venus and Sun only it is playing. That is being further supported by Jupiter and Saturn. Now you can see that planet which is having that Venus and Sun in rulers, and also other key planets. Jupiter is not having, Saturn is not having, Mercury is not having, Ketu is not having, Venus only. Venus in the star of Sun, the good key planet of the Dasa Lord is Sun. That Sun is the star lord for the Venus, that is the star lord for the Dasa Lord, and Rahu, Jupiter playing role at the 12 level, and sublord again Venus has come. So that way, this planet having got all the key planets, and also important key planet that the Dasa Lord also playing role. So Moon and Venus is supportive. That the 9th Lord in the star of a planet, 12th Lord. So if by looking at this itself, we can see that yes, it is favorable. It is supportive for travel also. It is not supportive for long stay, because unfavorable also present. Having got the key planets of the Dasa Lord, it is supportive. And when in the Venus, which Antra will be favorable? So the Antra Lord should be strong enough for traveling abroad with the strong key planet, Jupiter and Rahu playing role. What are the other planets? Which are the other favorable key planet? Saturn, Jupiter, and Rahu. They are not playing role here straight away. But Venus is in the sign of Saturn and aspected by Saturn. Remember that we checked. Now, Moon Dasa, Venus Buddhi, you can see Sun, Rahu, and Mars. So they are having some favorable. Definitely, Sun is also supportive, but we need a good key planet. What key planet is missing? Jupiter, 39, no, 139 cuspal sublord. That planet should play a role. But unfortunately, Jupiter is a free planet. So it can play only as the sublord or in supports. Check the planet which is having that Jupiter in its sublord. Jupiter is there here, star planet level. Star level sublord having some star lord is fine, but having some weakness at the sublevel. This is not good, na? This is not very good. But look at Saturn, which is already influencing Buddhi Lord, and also 5, 6, and 3 occupying third house. Star Lord Mercury having some weakness, representing by the second planet, that Ketu is good, and that Mercury in the star of Rahu, that is fine. So that when level planet having some weakness, that is being further reduced by the 12 level planet, that too represented by Jupiter. But more importantly, Jupiter is the sublord. Favorable key planet which is ruling at the sublord for Saturn is Jupiter. That Jupiter is aspecting to Saturn. And Jupiter is aspecting to Ketu. Remember, let me open that birth chart, and also let me open that birth chart of North Indian style also. Jupiter is aspecting to Saturn, and that is also forming ruler link. And Mercury, Jupiter is aspecting to Ketu. That Ketu represents Mercury. So Jupiter will be there for Saturn and Mercury, second planet Ketu in supports. If you open the EPS table here, we can find it. And Rahu also will be there. So these planets from the source effect result are having all favorable good key planets, and also the key planet of the Dasa Lord, Buddhi Lord. What is the Buddhi Lord's key planet? Buddhi Lord is Venus, right? Venus is the Buddhi Lord. Buddhi Lord key planet is Venus and Sun. Venus and Sun and Rahu. The Rahu, Jupiter is playing role. Venus and Sun, they are not playing role here, but Venus and Sun will be there in the supports of the Saturn, because Saturn is sign lord for the Venus and Sun, and Saturn also aspecting to Venus. Star lord Mercury having Sun in conjunction. So the good key planet of the Buddhi Lord, Sun and Venus are playing role. Sun is also playing role for Saturn. Saturn, Venus are playing role in the rulers, supports of the rulers. That way, Saturn is favorable. So if that native traveled abroad during that, let me close this one. Let me tell the date which month she traveled for. She traveled abroad for 2 months. First foreign on-site, 2015 June. June 2015. 2015 June. Moon Dasa, Venus Buddhi, June to Saturn Antra. So she joined the job in 21, 22 years, then so 22 years plus, and after 6 years only she traveled abroad in Venus, Saturn. So Venus, Saturn has supported, because Saturn in the star of a planet, that planet is representing Ketu aspected by Jupiter. That Jupiter is forming ruler link, sublord itself with Jupiter. That is very strong. Because here Jupiter is not playing Dasa Bhukti, Jupiter is not playing directly, but that is the strong favorable key planet. Other planets, Jupiter is playing role. Here Jupiter is playing role only the source, not the other levels. And Moon is not having Jupiter. So in Venus, Moon also will come. Na? Venus, Sun also will come. Moon, Mars, and Rahu. All the planets are having Rahu, not Jupiter. So the Jupiter role is directly important. That is playing role here along with the other key planets. So during Jupiter, June 2015, she traveled abroad for the first time. She was there for 2 months and come back. So after that in Moon, then she did not travel abroad. Only Venus only has supported because Venus has got the key planets of the Moon and also having got other key planets. Because Moon is not very strong, no, because it is not having the Jupiter in its ruler. It is having mixed signification. It will support for travel and also come back. And next comes the Mars Dasa. Mars is good, 3159. And star level again, Moon, Venus. Same planets, star level, 2A level, what was ruling that Moon, that is only ruling here Mars also. So in the Bugdila, in the Dasa Lord Mars, which planet? Mars itself is a good key planet. But unfortunately, Mars is a free planet. So Mars will not be strong. I mean, it can act only as the planet on the sublord. So that way we have to look at whether Mars is going to be very good. Being the eighth lord, then we have to be careful. Now, what are the other planets Mars is having? Star level, Venus, again Venus is coming. Venus, Sun. Sun is a strong K planet like Moon also. For the Mars, Venus and Sun are combinedly following. So definitely during that Mars also, the Buddhi Lord will have that Venus and Sun, their rulers, that we have to keep it in mind. So since same planet repeated, let us check the sub-sublord of the Mars also. Mars sub-sublord is Jupiter itself. That is well and good. So Mars, when compared to a Moon, Mars is having some strength because Mars star sub-sublord is Jupiter, our good key planet. So all planets are playing role. Definitely in Mars period, it will favor for the abroad travel. In Mars, immediately comes Rahu. Because during Moon, Rahu also there, Rahu having Venus and Sun. So, but Rahu was, during Rahu only she joined the job. She did not support for her to travel. And during that period, she joined the job only at the end of the Rahu. When Mars has come, Rahu Bugdi has come. Rahu having got Venus and Sun, the key planets of the Dasa Lord, and also having got Rahu, Jupiter, and second planet Ketu. Though it is having some weakness, but it is all forming ruler link, it is supportive. So Mars Dasa, Rahu Bugdi favored for the abroad travel. During Rahu Bugdi, which antra, whether Jupiter antra or Saturn antra or Mercury antra, which is the favorable key planet playing role in Rahu, Jupiter, right? So these two planets are important. So because Bugdilad is now Rahu, so Rahu role is important. So you can see Mercury in the star of Rahu and sublord is Jupiter. So the Mercury in the star of Rahu and sublord is Jupiter. Jupiter is passing ruler link to all levels. So during Rahu Bugdi, Mercury Antra, Lagna is getting support from all the planets and favored for travel abroad. Under Rahu Bugdi, Saturn also was playing role. But Saturn will not be strong enough because that Rahu Bugdi itself in the star of Mercury having some weakness, not very strong. So within that Rahu Bugdi, some weak significator Mercury, that Mercury itself is acting as the star lord, it is not going to be favorable. Right? And good key planet is Rahu itself is the good key planet that is playing role for the Mercury as the star lord, and Jupiter is for both the planets ruling at the sublord forming ruler link. So for the Moon Dasa, Venus Bugdi, Saturn Antra supportive because Venus and Saturn are well connected because Venus is posted in the sign of Saturn and aspected by Saturn, and it has got the key planets of this Venus also and the strong other favorable key planets, missing key planets. In case of Mars Dasa, Rahu Bugdi was favorable. Under Rahu Bugdi, Saturn did not favor, Mercury only was favoring. That is what we have to keep it in mind always. Whenever the rulers of the Dasa or Bugdi are playing role as the sub-period, if they are key planet, we need to be careful, because you can see moon in the star of Venus. Venus supported by sun. When Venus is running as the Bugdi Lord, then we need to be careful, right? Because that is a good key planet, star Lord is a good key planet. And similarly, Mars, when it is playing, Mars in the star of Venus and the same planets repeated. So that Bugdi Lord, till Venus has to come, it is long time is there. Prior to that, Rahu is coming. Rahu has got Venus and Sun here. So Rahu is good, right? And when Rahu is ruling, Rahu itself is a good key planet. So in the Antara Lord, which is having the Rahu in the star Lord, if it is present, is well and good. So you can see Mercury, ruler of the Rahu itself, is playing as the sublord, and that is the Antara Lord, and Rahu is acting as the star Lord, and Jupiter. So that way, Rahu, Mercury, Mercury as the Antara. So that way, whenever the ruler of the Bugdi Lord is acting as the Antara Lord, or Antara Lord is having the key planet of the Bugdi Lord, then we need to be careful. I think you are able to understand. So Mars, Rahu, she traveled, and then Mars, Rahu was supportive in its own Bugdi. Many times he traveled, 2-3 times he traveled abroad, and now Rahu itself is running. After Mars is over, then Rahu. Rahu definitely will support for long travel, right? So that is being indicated because Rahu, green, blue, and green, and all our Venus and Sun are also present. So all the good key planets are ruling the Rahu. But only thing is, it is all indicating result are talking about coming back. It will not support for her to long stay. It will stay for some time and will come back only. I think you are able to understand with the help of that key planets and what do you call self-signification, careful study by studying the strength of the key planets, and importantly, Dasa Lord's key planets playing role in the Bugdi Lord is important. That too, Dasa Lord's key planet is strongly playing role, 2 times repeated, and its role in the Bugdi Lord is important. Along with that, missing key planet or strong, favorable primary cuspal sublord key planet. Destiny planet is also, that Jupiter was missing there in the Moon and Mars also. Both the Dasas, Jupiter is missing because it is there in the supports only. That Jupiter role is important in executing a thing, but Bugdi Lord should have the key planet of the Dasa Lord, and there also that important key planet Jupiter's role is not directly present, so that will be fulfilled in the Antara Lord. That's what it is happening. I think you would have understood this one, and we will meet in the next example. Okay, good luck.